Hello, my name is Waylon Lewis, and every week we'll bring you a new podcast with Elephant Journal. There's a tendency among human beings, we talk about this in Buddhism all the time, to get caught up in the daily vicissitudes of life. And that's actually a very healthy tendency. We, in the midst of chaos around the world, or here in the United States of America, we're more caught up in feeding our cat and the cat stealing food from the dog and making good coffee in my Fenway mug. And am I warm or cool? All that. But the negative side of that tendency, of course, is that we don't take urgently what is urgent. I've read a lot of stories of those fleeing the Holocaust, and so many people didn't flee the Holocaust. So many Jews, LGBTQ, gypsies, artists, didn't flee the Holocaust. And, we're victims of an incredibly cruel group of human beings caught up in cult worship and hate called the Nazis. Now, the far right, the MAGA Trumpers, are not Nazis. They are Americans, but they are caught up in hate right now. They are caught up in threats. And the 6-3 SCOTUS, Supreme Court of the United States, is bending, as I hope all of you know, what has been a sweet, proud tradition in the United States ever since I was born and long before. This deeply imperfect country, to put it politely, has always had very high and beautiful ideals that I've been very appreciative of, and we should appreciate them even as we acknowledge our failings, just like in any healthy relationship. And a lot of that changed. The Chevron doctrine was tossed out. That's not getting enough attention because it's not as easy to understand as the justices essentially making Trump a king. But this next free and fair election is probably our last if we lose it. And by we, I mean Americans. It is folks who believe in democracy running against those who don't. And you're going to hear this from a lot of people who know a lot more. But what I wanted to share right now is that sort of Buddhist or human feeling that I was left with after a long day of work. It's just sadness. And I think that sadness is not weakness. That sadness is genuine and it's beautiful and it's hard. I just feel a lot of loss for the United States that I felt so safe in and so proud of, even as I worked with countless others to improve this nation, to create a more perfect union. The sadness I felt yesterday when I talked with my fiance, and this morning as I feed our cat and our dog and make really good coffee in my Fenway mug, the sadness I feel is real, and I hope everyone feels that sadness and focuses. That's why I've been talking about RFK being a distraction, even if he were a good candidate, which I don't believe he is. That's why I'm talking about Trump. That's why I'm talking about Biden and the incredible things he and his administration have done. No matter the Biden we saw or didn't see at that debate, he was peppy that night when he went to the Waffle House. He was peppy the next morning. We all have off nights, but he is old too, and we can acknowledge that. But none of that matters when he's surrounded by a competent, caring administration who is fighting climate crisis, who is fighting to create a stable and decent economy. We don't have to worship Biden to vote for him, because when we vote for him, we're voting for us and we're voting for democracy. And this is our last chance. If Trump gets in, that guy's going to lock the door because he only cares about himself. He doesn't care about you who defend him. He's talked about that many times. He doesn't care about you who love him. He doesn't care about anyone or anything other than his vacuous, empty soul and stuffing stuff in there, whether it's wealth or sex or power. And he certainly doesn't care about democracy. So I hope everyone takes this seriously. I hope everyone finds joy in everyday life. I hope everyone feeds your cat and your dog. But we have to vote. We have to vote in overwhelming numbers, protect women's rights, protect democracy, fight climate crisis. We don't have 4 more years to lose, go in the wrong direction. And I hope we don't have to feel this sadness come November. I hope we can feel real joy and relief. And I want to party on the street with all of you. I've partied on the street after many elections, people dancing in the street. I am scared, and I don't think about leaving the United States. It's been my home, but I am thinking about it now because I'm going to have a family, and it doesn't feel safe. I would much rather fight to make it safe for all of us, so many of us who don't have the ability to leave. And I am a patriot. I wrote about that. I'm a liberal patriot. We need to reclaim the flag. We can't let patriotism be stolen by nationalists, by haters.